This message is specifically for all of you who have ever missed out on an opportunity. You know that opportunity that you beat yourself up about. You say, man, if only I would have bought that real estate, if only I would have purchased that stock, if only I would have decided to go ahead and get my master's degree, if only I would have went out for that job opportunity. If only I would have asked her to marry me. If only I would have decided to not make that move. Whatever it is, if you've ever missed out on an opportunity or regret an opportunity that you missed out on, I want to help you to move forward. I want to help you to be able to create a shift. I want to help you to conserve your energy and start thinking about, not about the opportunity that you lost, but to start thinking about what the next opportunity is that's going to come your way. So one more time before I go ahead and dive in, just do me a quick favor. Just go ahead and type in your city, your state, so I can go ahead and give you a quick shout out. So far, we got New York, Queens, New York, ATL. We got Baltimore, Maryland. We got Los Angeles. We got Texas. We got Detroit. Is all in the house, and we're about to get started on the Thursday night Show Up for Your Life motivational live stream. Yes, indeed. So listen, you want to make sure that you got a pen and a paper and something to write with, because I'm going to drop some things on you that I hopefully is going to create a shift and a change for you in your life. As a matter of fact, tonight's message is called Your Next Opportunity. That's right, your next opportunity. And so I'm going to go ahead and dive right on in to the message. Real quick shout out. See, North Carolina just jumped in. But here's what I want to talk to you about. Here's what I want to talk to you about. Here's one thing that I know. One thing that I know for sure is that all of us at one point or another, we are going to miss out on some life opportunities. We're going to miss some opportunities. It's just a part of life. Maybe perhaps the opportunity that you're going to miss out on was a result of you hesitating, and maybe perhaps you should have taken quicker action. Maybe the reason why you missed out on the opportunity was because fear kicked in. I mean, it was something that you really wanted to do, but you were afraid. You're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of failure. You're afraid of criticism. Whatever it was, for one reason or another, that fear kicked in and it kept you from moving forward on that special opportunity. Maybe perhaps the reason why you missed out on the opportunity was that you did take action, but you literally acted too slow. In other words, you should have taken quicker action. And so you procrastinated, you delayed, you deliberated, you thought about it, and you finally decided to take action. But by the time you took action, it was just entirely too late. Maybe you missed out on the opportunity because you didn't have the right amount of resources, or you didn't have enough information at the time. So you look back, you say, Andy, you know what? I would have totally taken advantage of that opportunity, but I didn't have enough money in my bank account to do that. Or I would have totally taken advantage of that opportunity, but I just didn't have enough knowledge. I didn't have enough information at that moment to have moved forward on that opportunity. And here's what I can tell you: stop beating yourself up about it. One thing is certain, all of us at one point or another in our lives, listen, we're going to miss out on some opportunities. And listen, that is okay. That is okay if you miss out on an opportunity. And so what I want you to do is I want you to create a shift. I want you to change your focus. I want you to stop focusing on all the opportunities that you've lost out on. I want you to stop focusing on the fact that maybe perhaps you didn't go back and get that master's degree, or maybe perhaps that you didn't go back for that job interview, or maybe perhaps the fact that you didn't start that business that you wanted to, or that you didn't buy the stock that you wanted to buy, or you didn't ask that woman to marry you. I don't know what that opportunity that you feel has absolutely passed, but what I want you to understand is this: you're wasting energy when you focus on past opportunities. You see, that's under the rug. That's past tense. That's behind you. And so what I want you to do is I want you to take that same energy, that same focus, that same commitment that you've been putting into reliving the past opportunity that you've lost, or retelling that same story about that amazing opportunity that you've missed out on. And I think we've all done it. I've been guilty of it, right? Where I missed out on an opportunity and I repeated the story over and over again. But what I want you to do is I want you to create a shift, and I want you to take all your attention off of the opportunities that you've lost. And what I want you to do is I want you to start focusing on what's going to be your next opportunity. In other words, I want you to start preparing for your next opportunity. I want you to write this down. This is a powerful statement. I want you to write this down. I want you to literally prepare and train for the opportunity that you have not yet had. I'm going to say that one more time. I want you right now to begin to prepare and to train for the opportunity that you have not yet had. Now, you might say, wait a second, Andy, that's a little strange. You want me to prepare for an opportunity that has not even presented itself? You want me to train for an opportunity that hasn't even presented itself? Absolutely. Because when that opportunity comes, oftentimes some of the best opportunities, when they show up in our lives, it is absolutely too late to prepare. I need you to get that, okay? Write that down. Some of your best opportunities in your life, when they appear, when those opportunities begin to present themselves, those opportunities, when they present themselves, they're going to require that you take immediate action, and it is going to be too late at that particular moment. It is going to be too late for you to prepare. And so what that means is right now, starting right now, you have to prepare for the opportunity that you have not yet had. Are you listening to me? That means starting right now, you got to start preparing right now for that job opportunity that's going to come your way. You've got to start preparing right now for that joint venture, that collaboration opportunity that's going to come your way. You've got to start preparing right now so that you can eventually become that best-selling author that you want to be. You've got to prepare right now to become that extraordinary speaker that you want to be. You've got to prepare right now to become that extraordinary businessman or businesswoman that you want to be. You've got to train and prepare right now for the opportunity that you have not yet had. Why? Because we need to be forward focused and not focused on the past. In other words, we want to start focusing on what the next opportunity is. And so I want you right now, do me a quick favor, put hashtag next, because I want you to create a mental shift. And the shift that I need you to create is I want you to start forgetting the things that are behind you. Stop focusing on all the opportunities that you've missed out on. And I want you to create a shift and a change in your focus. And I want you to begin to focus on the opportunities that are lying before you. Because here's what I know. No matter how many opportunities you've missed out on, trust and believe there's going to be some more opportunities that are coming your way. And that's why I need you to be more forward focused. And I want you to start thinking about what is next. What's the next opportunity that you want to prepare yourself for? And what are the things that you have to do today to prepare yourself for the next opportunity? And so what is it that you have to do? Is it some seminars you got to attend? Do you some workshops you got to, is it some books that you got to write? Do you need to start creating some strategic partnerships? Do you need to start developing some relationships? Do you need to start reaching out to some people? What is it that you need to do right now that is going to prepare you for the opportunity that you have not yet had? That's what I'm asking you right now. And so what it does is it allows you to create and shift your focus so that you can stop focusing on what you missed out on, and so that you can start positioning yourself on the next opportunity. And one of the reasons why I decided to share this message with you, it was about 3 weeks ago. I was leaving my house and I was driving down and I was passing through this one particular city, and I happened to make a turn and I drove by this 22-unit building. And I knew right away that the building looked so familiar to me, and I couldn't figure out why the building looked so familiar. And then it dawned on me that literally probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I actually had that property, that 22-unit property, I had it under contract. And the contract that I had it under contract for about $640,000. And what happened is there was another investor, right, who offered me an opportunity to just flip my contract over to them. And so I had it under contract for about $640,000. The other investor said, hey, Andy, without you having to do any work, anything, I want you to flip the contract over to me, and I'm going to pay you a nice little premium. And so that person was willing to pay me a $37,000 premium in order to go ahead and get that contract from me so that they can ultimately close on the property. Now, I don't want to complicate things from you from a real estate aspect. All I want you to know is I was passing this building, and it looked familiar to me, and it dawned on me that the reason why it looked familiar to me is because at one point I had that property under contract. But honestly, I didn't have it under contract with the intentions of keeping it for myself. I had it under contract with the intentions of finding another investor to flip the contract to, which I did. And I tell you this, in less than 30 days, that $37,000 profit, that was pretty amazing. But let me tell you something, literally, I remember after doing that, I began to regret. And the reason why I began to regret was because I realized that that was a phenomenal property and it was a phenomenal opportunity. As a matter of fact, I have every reason to have regret actually flipping that contract to somebody, because that same building, from the time that I had it under contract to today, that building has gone up by literally hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's probably about $350,000 more than what I had it under contract for. That is the today's current value. And so let me tell you, I missed out on a significant amount of profit. And I'm telling you, every time I've thought about that property, there's a part of me that feels sick to my gut. You know, when you miss out on opportunity, you know, when there's something that you had been intending to do, something that you wish you would have taken advantage of, and you missed out on it. I don't know if you can think of what that thing is for you. Maybe it was a relationship. Maybe it was a job opportunity. Maybe it was a business opportunity. Maybe it was an opportunity to go on a particular trip, whatever it might be. But you know that feeling when you look back and you say, man, I can't believe I missed out on that opportunity. That's the feeling I get every single time that I think about that property. But here's what I realize. No matter how I feel, and here's what I want you to realize. No matter how much I beat myself up about it, no matter how much I regret not having, held on to that property and being able to flip it now or still have it in my real estate portfolio, no matter how many times I beat myself up, guess what? Nothing really changes as far as what took place and the fact that I missed that opportunity. And so what I want you to understand is this. There's so many things that we tend to beat ourselves up on. And maybe perhaps you have a past opportunity that you beat yourself up on. You say to yourself, man, if only I would have, decided to just finish that thing out, to see it through. If only I would have asked her to marry me. If only I would have started the business then. If only I would have bought those shares of stock. If only I would have made that investment, right? So we all have a if only, or I wish I would have. All of us have one of those stories, but here's what I want you to understand. Now, when you put all your time and your focus and your energy on that, unfortunately, you're not bearing any fruit. Nothing is going to come of that. And so there needs to be a shift in your mindset and a shift in your perspective. And what I want you to start doing is I want you to become focused. And I want you to start thinking about what is going to be your next opportunity. What is going to be your next opportunity? What's the next opportunity? And here's what I want you to start thinking about. When the next opportunity comes, and it will, the opportunity to start the business, the opportunity to collaborate, the opportunity to get the job promotion, right? The opportunity to go on the amazing trip, the opportunity to become debt-free. When that opportunity presents itself, whatever the opportunity may be, understand this. The question I want you to ask yourself is this: will you be prepared when the opportunity presents itself? You see, Whitney Young said this, that it's better to prepare for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared for it. And so here's where the problem is for many of us, that we spend so much time focusing on things that we missed out on that we don't prepare for the things that are going to be coming our way. And that's why I told you a little earlier that I want you to write this down. I want you to train and prepare for the opportunity that you have not yet had. You hear me? Write that down. I want you to train and prepare for the opportunity that you have not yet had. Because here's what I know. Even though you've missed out on some opportunities, here's something else I can guarantee you. You will have more opportunities. Listen, before you leave this earth, there are going to be some opportunities that are going to come your way. I can assure you of that. And the only question is this: when those opportunities come your way, will you be prepared for those opportunities? Because here's what I want you to understand. I told you this before. Most of the time when opportunities present themselves, it is too late to prepare. You hear me? So here's what you got to learn to do. You've got to prepare now. You've got to prepare right now. Somebody do me a favor. Put hashtag prepare now. Prepare now. Hashtag prepare now. I need you to begin to prepare right now. So you want to write the book, prepare right now. You want to start the business, prepare right now. You want to have a happy, fulfilling relationship, marriage, prepare right now. You want to become debt-free, prepare right now. You want to do a career change, prepare right now. I need you to prepare right now for the things that you're wanting to make happen tomorrow. Because listen, what you do today is ultimately what is going to create the big payoff for you tomorrow. And so you've got to be willing to put in the work right now. You got to be willing to prepare right now. You've got to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone right now. You've got to be willing to develop your skills, your abilities right now. You have to start networking and building those relationships right now, not tomorrow, not when the opportunities present themselves, because I can assure you this, when the opportunities present themselves, it is too late to prepare. So you've got to learn to prepare when, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, right? But literally you got to learn to prepare when. You got to prepare right now. And so if you can just simply get that in your mind, if you can begin to digest that, if you can learn that the thing that you have that is so precious to you that you can never get back is your time. You hear me? Your time. That is something that you're never going to be able to get back. And so the only way that you're going to be able to maximize opportunities that are going to come your way in the future is if you maximize and leverage your time. And part of the way that you maximize and leverage your time is to prepare for what? The opportunity that you have not yet had. Listen, it's easy to prepare for something that you already know exists, but I want you to prepare for things that you don't even know are coming your way. I want you to prepare for that investment that you haven't even been presented with. I want you to prepare for that relationship that you don't even know is a possibility that's going to happen. I want you to prepare for that joint venture, the collaboration, the business opportunity that you don't even know exists at this moment. You need to prepare right now for the opportunity that you have not yet had. Hey, do me a favor right now. Go ahead and hit the share button, because I know that there's somebody that needs to get this message. Go ahead and hit the share button. After you share this message, I want you to go ahead and put hashtag shared. And that's just going to be your way of letting me know that you went ahead and you shared this message, because I got some more great information to share. And I believe that there's somebody who's connected to you that needs to hear this message, that I may not be able to get it to them, but by you simply sharing it with them on your personal page or on your own platform and so forth, it's going to just come across the radar, and somebody's going to get this message that absolutely needs it, and needs it right now. And so, one of the things that I love, and one of the things that I want to bring up that I love about, professional fighters, and, I remember growing up as a kid, and I love watching professional boxing. And one of my favorite boxers at the time was Mike Tyson. And I remember some of my childhood friends, we would, a lot of times we would pay to be able to watch the Mike Tyson fights and so forth. And one of the things that I just love about professional fighting, period, is that whenever you see a champion, a winner like you, whenever you see a champion or a winner like you actually step into the arena or step into the ring and defend their title, and if you ever see a champion who is defending their title actually take a loss, here's one of the things that I absolutely love. When you see them actually take a loss, what you'll notice is that they don't spend any time harping on the loss that they just occurred. In other words, they don't spend any time thinking about all the things that happened and the opportunity that they just missed out on. And so, in other words, when they step into the ring and they were getting in there to defend their title, and they fail to defend their title, listen, they've missed out on a big opportunity. But here's what I want you to understand. There's an important lesson that we can learn from many of these professional fighters. Here's one of the things that I observe. Here's what they always do. You see, a sign of a true champion, and I believe that you're a true champion too. A sign of a true champion, when they're being interviewed right afterwards and they have actually experienced a significant loss, in other words, they've missed out on a major opportunity, here's what they say. They say, you know what? I tell you this, I'm disappointed that I missed out on this opportunity. But what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go home. I'm going to watch the tape. I'm going to see what I did wrong. I'm going to see what I can improve on, and I'm going to start preparing right now for the rematch. I'm going to start preparing right now to be able to get my title back so I could go ahead and get my belt back. Well, here's what I want you to understand. They've got this little short time period, and they literally just experienced this major loss of opportunity, but they don't spend any of their energy and their time and their focus on the loss that they've just experienced, on this opportunity that has passed them by. Immediately, the first thing they begin to focus on is preparing for the next opportunity, preparing to put themselves back in the arena for the rematch. And so here's what I want you to understand. Maybe you lost a match in the past. In other words, you lost a major opportunity in the past. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was a financial opportunity. Maybe it was a relationship opportunity. I don't know what the opportunity is for you that you missed out on. Maybe you could have bought some shares of some stock, and the stock went skyrocketed. You know, maybe you had an opportunity to take an amazing position at a company and you didn't move forward, and unfortunately somebody else took that position. Maybe perhaps for you, it was you always wanted to get a certain degree, and now you're feeling like it's past your time and that it's too late. And I'll tell you this, it's never too late. As a matter of fact, George Eliot said it's never too late to become the person that you could have been. But perhaps you have been in the arena of life before and you've experienced a loss, and where you lost out on the opportunity. And what I want you to really understand is I want you to stop harping on what the loss is, and I want you to have a champion mentality. Right? I want you to have a champion mentality, because here's what a champion says. Yes, I experienced this loss of opportunity, but here's what I'm going to do from this point right here. From the moment that I experienced this loss of opportunity, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start preparing myself for the rematch. And so I want you to understand this, that life is going to give you an opportunity to have a rematch. Life is going to give you some other opportunities. And when those other opportunities come your way, the only question that you need to ask yourself is, will you be prepared? And the only way that you're going to be prepared is if you're willing to take action right now. But here's what many of us end up suffering from, and I want to teach you this principle. It's a very powerful principle. I want you to learn this principle. Here's what the principle is called. It is called the law of diminishing intent, the law of diminishing intent. Now, let me break this thing down for you. I learned about the law of diminishing intent by one of the top leaders, a gentleman by the name of John C. Maxwell, who has written literally tons of best-selling books. He's probably one of the foremost leading authorities in leadership. And there's a principle that literally, when I learned this principle, this created a complete shift for me. In many ways, changed my life. And here's what the law of diminishing intent says. It says that when you intend to act on something, there's something that you intend to do. Maybe you intend on writing the book. You intend on starting the business. You intend on going back to school and getting another degree. You intend on asking that woman to marry you. I don't know what it is, right? I don't know why I'm throwing out these love comments, right? But there's something that you intend to do. You intend on figuring out what your purpose and your calling is, whatever it is that you intend to do. Here's what the law of diminishing intent says. The longer that you take to act on the thing that you intend to do, the greater the likelihood that you will not do it. I'm going to say that one more time. Here's what the law of diminishing intent says. The law of diminishing intent says this, that when you know you need to take action, like you know that there's some things that you need to do to prepare yourself for the next opportunity. So maybe you know, you're saying to yourself, you know what, I've been wanting to register and go back into and get another degree. I've been wanting to make some phone calls to some prospects and talk to them about my business. I've been meaning to have another event so I could invite people over so that they can learn more about my business. Or I've been wanting to sign up for the gym, or I've been wanting to buy that book. I've been wanting to buy that program. Whatever it is that you intend to do, here's what the law of diminishing intent says. The longer that you take to do it, the greater the likelihood that you won't do it. So here's what I want you to do. I'll give you a perfect example, right? Somebody says to you, hey, there's a great book. You need to read the book. You says, oh my gosh, that's a great book. Oh my gosh, that sounds like a great book for me to read. You write down the title. The best thing for you to do is that moment for you to go ahead and go onto your smartphone, open up your computer, head on over to Amazon and purchase that book right away. That moment, literally, your friend tells you about the book. You say, that's a book I need to read. And right there, that moment, within 10 seconds, you need to go ahead and pop open your laptop, go on your phone, go to Amazon, go wherever you got to go, order the book right away. Listen, if you let one day go by, you reduce the chances that you're going to get the book. If you let a week go by, those chances have actually grown even more that you're probably not going to get the book. If you let a month go by, then literally your chances have dwindled the likelihood that you're going to get the book. And so here's what I want you to understand. that when we think about the opportunities that are going to come your way, there's some things that you know that you need to do. You know what those things are. Maybe you need to start developing on your gift, on your craft. Maybe you got to go into a workshop, a seminar. Maybe you got to get some coaching. Maybe you got to start building some relationships. Maybe you got to start saving up some resources. I don't know what it is, but you know, typically know the things that you need to do, right? You know the things that you need to do that are going to put you in the best position so that you can take advantage of the next opportunity. Now, here's what I need you to understand. You need to start working right now, instantly, to start making those things happen, because if you don't, the law of diminishing intent begins to kick in, and the likelihood of you actually making those things happen significantly dwindles. And so that's why I need you to do this. I need you to do something, and here's what I need you to do. I need you to act now. Somebody go ahead and type it in for me right now. Hashtag act now. Hashtag act now. That's right. Because here's what I want you to understand. That book that you want to write, you need to start right now. You need to start acting right now. That business that you want to start, you need to start acting right now and doing the things that you need to do to position yourself to be able to take this business off the ground and get it started. Listen, you want to get out of debt? You need to start acting right now. You want to lose that weight? You need to start acting right now. Understand very carefully that opportunity rewards those who are willing to take massive action. You hear me? Massive action. And when do you take that action? You take that action not tomorrow, not next week. You got to take that action right now, this moment. And so I need you to understand that entirely, because here's what I know. Even though you've missed out on some past opportunities, and here's what I want you to understand. We all miss out on opportunities. I've certainly missed out on my share of opportunities. But here's what I want you to know. Regardless of what opportunities you've missed out on, you've got to shift your focus, and you got to start acting right now. You got to start doing the things today that others won't do, as Les Brown would say, in order to be able to take advantage of the opportunities tomorrow that others won't have. But here's what I want you to understand. The way that you do that is you act right now when you prepare for the opportunities that you haven't had yet. And so here's what I want you to understand. I want to share this with you because I think it's going to drive the point home. You know, well before I ever got paid for my first speaking engagement, I remember preparing for the opportunity that I didn't have yet. In other words, the paid speaking gig was not a reality in my life at that particular moment. But even though that wasn't a reality yet, I began to prepare and do the things that I know that I needed to do so that when that opportunity presented itself, I would be prepared for it. And so I literally remember many years ago, I was literally in my backyard, and don't laugh at me, but I would go in my backyard, and in the backyard, we have a wall. We used to have a wall in our backyard, and there's like these trees right in front of the wall. And I would go in the backyard, and I would position, and I would say, okay, this is going to be the left side of the audience. This is going to be the middle audience. This is the right side of the audience. And I literally would go in my backyard, and I would start delivering motivational speeches and talks to the trees that are in my backyard. Now, I told you, don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Don't think I'm crazy. But listen, I would go and I would speak to the trees in my backyard. And I'm telling you, I'll be out there delivering 45-minute, 1-hour speeches to the trees in my backyard. I'll be telling them to raise their hands if they understand what I'm telling them. I'll be telling them, if you agree with me, say yes, yes, right? I would be literally having a full-blown motivational talk and speech to the trees in the backyard. And I would look at the trees and I would envision them being audience members. And I would make eye contact with certain trees and act as if those were certain people who are in my audience. Now, one day while I was out there in the backyard, right, doing something that many people would think were crazy, I just so happened to look over to my right, and my neighbor was in her backyard. And literally, she saw me and she thought I was crazy. You hear me? She was like, wait a second here. What in the world is he doing in the backyard, pacing back and forth? And of course, it looked like I'm talking to myself because it looks like I'm just talking to some trees, right? So she's thinking, man, this guy's crazy. But here's what I got to make you understand. Later on, I explained to her what I was doing. But to be quite honest with you, I really didn't care. And the reason why I didn't care is because to her, she might have thought I was crazy. She might have thought I was talking to some trees. But here's what I want you to understand. To me, those weren't trees. Those were the future live audiences that I knew that I was going to be speaking to. And what I was doing was I was preparing and I was training for the opportunity that I did not yet have. And so here's what I want you to understand. It's okay if people around you are going to think that you're crazy. It's okay if they don't understand what it is that you're doing at this moment. But here's what I want you to understand, that you got to have the full-blown commitment right now to begin to train and prepare for the opportunity that you have not yet had. Because here's what I know. Even though you've missed out on some opportunities, here's what I know, here's what I can guarantee you, there's going to be some more opportunities that are going to come your way. And when those opportunities show up, the only question that I have for you is, will you be prepared for the opportunity that you will have tomorrow? Will you be prepared for the opportunity that you're going to have tomorrow? And so here's one thing that I know, that the way that you prepare for the opportunities for tomorrow are based off of what you do today. And so I need you to prepare today. Somebody do me a favor, put hashtag today, because that is when you need to begin to start working on whatever it is that you need to work on for your next opportunity. And so if you need to work on your craft, you need to start today. If you need to make a phone call, you need to start today. If you need to reach out to somebody, you need to start today. If you need to re-enroll and go back and get that degree, you need to enroll today. If you are looking to be able to have more happy, fulfilling relationships, then you need to start making the adjustments and the things that you need to do when, not tomorrow, not next week, but you need to do those things when? Today, 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 today. Listen, you've got to train and prepare for the opportunities that you have not yet had. Today is your day to literally put yourself in position for that thing that is waiting for you on the other end tomorrow. And so I start off by telling you this. One thing I know for sure, listen, we all are going to miss out on some great opportunities. I've missed out on my share. I certainly know that you've missed out on your share. But here's what I want you to fully understand. Here's what I want you to know, that there's going to be some more opportunities that are going to come your way. And my only question for you is not whether or not you're going to have another opportunity, because I know that you will. My only question for you is, are you going to be prepared for the opportunity? And I can assure you this, that the only way that you're going to prepare for that opportunity is based off of what you begin to do today. And I've told you this over and over again, that you have to learn to prepare and train for the opportunity that you have not yet had. Yeah, that's right. You got some great opportunities coming your way. And so I'm hoping that you're going to start preparing for your next opportunity, that you're going to start doing the things that you got to do today to put yourself in position. And so here's what I know. There's probably somebody that you're connected to that really needs to hear this message. Do me a favor, hit the share button, share this with them, because they might just get just a little piece of this message that may create a shift and a change in their focal point and get them to stop going from a place of just really harping on the things that they missed out on, and get them to start conserving that energy and using that energy to prepare for their next best opportunity. And so here's the other thing is, before I always leave, I always like to leave you with a little gift. As you all know, I work with people who are speakers, coaches, as well as entrepreneurs, specifically to help them to be able to leverage their signature story and their personal stories so that they can create more opportunities for themselves, so that they can make more impact, so that they can have greater influence, and ultimately, quite frankly, so that they can make more money in what it is that they do. I did a live training not too long ago in which I shared one of the number one things that you need to do to be able to get your audience, your customers, your prospects to connect with your story. And I want to give you access to that replay of that training. And so real quickly, all you got to do is head on over to showupforyourlifetv.com, showupforyourlifetv.com. When you get there, just scroll down a little bit. You'll see a place where you can put in your information. And all you've got to do is simply put in your information. And once you do that, you'll get immediate access sent over to your email inbox, and you'll get access to the replay of this awesome coaching that I did live training that I did. And I believe that you're going to be able to just take one powerful thing from there that's going to make you so much more effective when you begin to train and sort of talk and share your stories with other people. The other thing is, I want to also bring this up. I know some of you, you're tuning in, you tune in each and every week. And you personally, you know that you have your own message. You know that you've got a story. You're in business and you want to be able to leverage your story so that you can attract more opportunities, so that you can attract more high-paying customers and clients, so that you have a greater conversion rate, and so that ultimately you can make more income. In order for you to do that, you got to become more effective at sharing your message and sharing your story. If that's you, I literally just opened up the dates for my next Master Storyteller Academy. And I want to allow you to be one of the first people to get an opportunity to reserve your spot to join me for the next Master Storyteller Academy. Now, the next Master Storyteller Academy I'm going to be doing is going to be February 2018. So I'm telling you well in advance. But here's what I want you to understand. Just because I'm telling you in advance does not mean that you want to delay or put it off. You literally want to apply to be able to be part of this training right away. The reason why is because I have very, very limited space for the people who can actually be a part of this training. And every single time I open up a certain amount of seats, and every single time we sell out with all the seats that we have available. And so if you know that you want to be able to strengthen your message, you want to be able to develop your story, you're looking to be able to leverage your story so that you can be able to have more influence, so that you can attract more of the kind of customers and clients that you want, so that you can make more impact, so that you can create opportunities for you to speak. I want you to join me for the Master Storyteller Academy. And I'm just going to type in the website. It's Master Story, right? Master Storyteller Academy.com. So I'm typing that in right now, masterstorytelleracademy.com. And you can head on over there, Master Storyteller Academy. So I've got that up on the screen for those of you who are watching this via Facebook Live, Master Storyteller Academy. And when you head on over there, you're just going to fill out the application, and someone from my team is going to contact you and give you the details so that you can reserve your seat for the next training, which is going to be February 2018, February, for the Master Storyteller Academy. Listen, this training is going to be off the chain. It's a 3-day transformational experience where literally you walk in one way and you leave an entirely different way with your confidence through the roof, fully knowing what your signature message, your signature story is, and being able to leverage it so that you can attract customers and clients and be able to close more opportunities. So you want to make sure you head on over to masterstorytelleracademy.com. Hey, listen, I want to thank all of you for joining me for the Thursday night Show Up for Your Life motivational live stream. This is where you come each and every week so I can share some great information, content with you, and things that I believe is going to create a shift and a change in your life. If you haven't already had an opportunity to do so, make sure you share this message, because I believe there's somebody you're connected to that could benefit. For those of you that know that you want to be able to leverage your message, leverage your story, make sure you head on over to masterstorytelleracademy.com so that we can have a conversation with you and give you the details so that you can be part of the next Master Storyteller Academy 3-day transformational training experience. Hey, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. You can catch me same time, same place next week. Have a good night. God bless.